Next, real quick, JJ Humphrey. Do you have anything that you'd like to speak on really quick, legislative-wise?
I will be quick.
If you don't mind, just flip that on. So
yeah. There you go. I got it.
Somewhere in there. No, I didn't get it.
That's all right.
I'll let you.
Cool. I'm going to speak like an auctioneer. Be really quick. If you got questions, I'll be happy to answer it. I want to start by saying that I get up every morning and look in the mirror and tell myself I hate myself because I'm part of the government, okay? So I hate the government. I really do. It's overreach, whether it's federal, whether it's state. There are a few people in our government, state government, that are trying to turn it around. But I will tell you this, I'm going to tell you, I know y'all all be shocked, but our capital is bought and paid for by corporate, okay? It's bought and paid for by corporate. Everything up there that you do is looked at, whether it be lobbyist, corporate. We talked about the driver's license, foreign illegal. Now, what moron would want foreign illegal? I'll just say it straight out right. I mean, that's idiot stuff, okay? Stupid. But yet we're seeing it run, and we're seeing it have to be fought like mad, and we're seeing the people who fought it, they're the villains. They're made out to be the villains. And guys, nobody wants to say it. Nobody will say it. I'm in trouble because I do say it. Let me tell you who's behind that. Farm Bureau, who's supposed to be your friend, is the one who pushed that. Now, you want to go after them. You want to get them. They're a grassroots organization. Start showing up at your local Farm Bureau and vote them sumbucks out. And then go up there and say, hey, let's donate to people like this right here. Not those pukes that are voting that stuff, which Farm Bureau's doing. And I could name a whole lot, but I said I'd talk fast, okay? So, let me look at what all I wanted to say, because I'll chase rabbits if I don't. So here's the deal. I'm looking around the room. We were talking a while ago back here. You know what the problem is? Is every one of y'all are gray-headed. But don't feel bad. Y'all got hair, okay? So that's a good thing. But here's the deal. Where's the young people like we talked about a while ago? We got to engage, guys. We have to engage. I'm not a big social media guy. I can't hardly type nothing. Guess what? I'm fixing to make some social. I'm going to make some little films. I'm going to start engaging younger people. If we don't, we lose our nation. Guys, we talked about the border. I just come back from the border. I'm fixing to fly back to the border because it wasn't hot enough where I got to go. I want to go into a little hotter area. So we're going to fly down there and see what. But while I was down there, there's an island right there in the Rio Grande. I got to go up on a gunboat up the Rio Grande. They had some of the cartel come out on them jet skis around us. We're on a gunboat. They've got ski masks over them. They're going around us. I mean, you talk about some gutsy suckers, because they know you ain't going. They wouldn't be gutsy if we throw a few shells in that. But here's the deal. There's an island there in Rio Grande, my understanding. The cartel come and took that island, which is American soil. American soil. Put a Mexican flag on it. Now, you'd think the U.S. government would go down there, the military would go take it back. Wasn't. It was the Highway Patrol. I went down there. I've worked as a state law enforcement officer for many, many years. Been around it practically all my life. Before they was probably arrested me, so I was around it a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? So I've been a little ornery. But here's the deal. I've never heard these government people talk about, you know what, Biden is a traitor. These people, hey, we're talking Border Patrol saying that, Highway Patrol. And then they said, guess what? The Republicans ain't much better because all they do is talk, and they've offered us no help. Okay? But what they said is something that made sense. The reason they asked us to come down there is because they said we're sick of Washington, D.C. We expect nothing from Washington, D.C. Guys, our nation is going to go under if we don't do one thing. That is, we're going to win our nation as a state. State by state. Because we can control, we're local. That's our government, local. That's what makes America strong. We, the people. And it's time to get the people back the government and we start controlling. How we do that? We have to engage. We can't sit at home. All of these things we're talking about, they get done because people sit at home. They don't know when we're trying to pass that processing bill that Mr. Green helped me write, that we also, and we met on that. We met there in Chickasha, I think, or somewhere, I can't even remember. Blanchard, that's right, Blanchard. I'm a little bit off right there. But we met in Blanchard to get this thing done, guys. And we passed the processing. And again, that's been a few years ago, but if I remember, the beef industry was like $3 billion in Oklahoma, and USDA is giving us like, what was it, 1.2 million? Y'all go check me out. I may be wrong. It's going back a few years, but I think I'm right. The deal is, why are we letting the USDA for $1 million and something tell us what we can do in Oklahoma? And guess what? That's the problem all over. We need to tell the federal government, stick it and stay in your own business, okay? If we want to get Oklahoma back, let's tell the governor, who I love, Governor Stitt, I love you. I'm your best campaigner down there in southeastern Oklahoma. But you're wrong sometimes. J.J. Humphrey's right, okay? So here's the deal. Let's get regulations. Let's stop the government regulation. You want a free business? You want free Oklahoma? You want to have a better Oklahoma? Shut down the government. Turn the regulations off. Watch Oklahoma take off. So that's what we got to do. Let me get up and preach a little bit. You talked about the border. Somebody asked about the border. What impact? Oh, about 782 million is what they suggest that we lose. So almost $1 billion. I would say they're very, very wrong on that. I would say that's way south of where it really is. Because if you want to look at how many students we had, I asked Joyless Hofschister, the person that used to be the superintendent. Oh, Hofschister was in a room. I said, Miss Hofschister, how many illegal students do we have? Now, this was before all this border stuff. And she said, JJ, we're not going to drag them by the hair and take them back across. Ma'am, I didn't ask that. I asked how many did we have? And she said, well, the Constitution. I said, Miss Hofschister, you're not a constitutional lawyer, and neither is JJ. Just answer the question. You know what she did? She turned around, stomped out of the room. So I was told at that time it was 80,000 people, 80,000 illegal students. At that time, we estimated a student about $8,000 a person. If they're bilingual, or if they're not bilingual, they can't speak, it's about 9,000. At that time, it's probably increased. So y'all put a little sharp pencil to that, multiply 9,000 times, 80,000. See what that number comes up. That's education. We're not talking hospitals. We're not talking prisons. Big impact there, jails, all that kind of stuff. Guess what? 752,000 is way short, I'd say. So yes, it has impact. It has impact on drugs. A nation without a border isn't a nation. It has impact on every one of us. We're going to the next war we fight will be on our front door, not over in Europe or Afghan like we're talking about. We're stupid. We're letting it go on. We have to stand up. Oklahoma is the shining light. It's time we shine. And it's time we say. So, processing beef, me and Bullard ran that bill. We got it passed. There's still a lot to do on that. We tried to run a labeling bill. Me and Gary tried to run that. And I will tell you, again, I get in a lot of trouble. I don't know if y'all know that, but I'm in trouble all the time because of my mouth. But here's the deal. I'm going to run it a little bit more. The Cattleman's is one who tried to kill that. And again, we got it out of committee, but it wouldn't get to the floor. Guys, that's the problem. They got 1,000 ways to kill. Oh, we're all for you, but it can't get to the floor. They ain't all for you if it don't get to the floor, okay? That's a lie. It's time we call our government. It's time we start demanding answers from our government. We're trying to flip the House and give it back to the people. I'm a cur dog in the House right now, but that's okay. I don't mind. I've been a cur dog all my life. 30-30. I came to a meeting in Clinton, 2 years ago. There was a lady got up and spoke. I'm supposed to be at a bridge dedication here in a minute, so I'm going to leave real quick. But, I was supposed to be somewhere that day. I spoke, was going to leave, went over to get a donut like I need a donut, and a cup of coffee, and I'm listening to this woman get up and do a speech. And guess what? It's on 30-30. I went back, sat down and listened for an hour, went back and wrote a bill, wrote the 30-30 bill, got it out of the House, where all bills go to die, good bills go to die over there in the Senate. You know, they can't, we kill a few of theirs too. But here's the deal. We couldn't get it passed. But I will tell you, it was a little bit before their time because people just didn't understand. Had I not been in that meeting, I wouldn't understand. But I've got Jim Olson, one of the good guys, and he's going to try to run it this year. Me and him's been talking about it. We're going to try to go after it. I think there will be more support. I think now that people are understanding that is real and that they did sign an executive order on that. Guys, just want to tell you on the foreign land, I was the House author on that. He's described every bit of that. It's just a stepping off. We kind of got a little bad deal because we had to let the AG write it up. You know, government, they can't do nothing right. They messed it up. That's okay. It's a stepping off. It's a starting place. And we're going to keep on fighting that to make sure that our land is protected in Oklahoma, that foreigners don't come. Marijuana's a big deal, how they're doing that. And the way they do it is I get her to go buy it, put it in her name. Then he's a lawyer. So out of Tulsa and it goes to there. And then it goes to Arizona. And then it goes to California. And then it double backs around and comes to a bank in Mexico. So you don't need a law enforcement officer like me. You need a little nerd with the joystick up there tracking all this down. And that's what we got to get, some nerds for Oklahoma, okay? So we got to get that done. So we have to get a little group together instead of law enforcement officers like me. I ran a chicken bill to make chickens a misdemeanor. Fentanyl kills everybody, 107,000 people in the United States this year. You got heroin legal in Oklahoma. But if you raise a chicken, got 2 people here in Oklahoma, not fighting chickens, raising chickens, they're facing 590 years apiece because they got caught raising chickens. Okay? I told the DA I'm going to go down the hall. 590 years! I'm going to get that bill passed. You hide and watch. But the animal activists spent over $1 million against us on trying to make that a misdemeanor. Not legalize it, make it a misdemeanor. They spent a lot of money, made me out to be the bad guy, which if they're trying to make me out to be the bad guy, I'm glad. I like to have them against me. We've got ATF that raided a home in Tuskahoma. We are now trying, I wrote a probable cause on ATF for illegally raiding this home. They did it just so the guy would terminate his federal firearms license. I wrote a probable cause, said they extorted him, said they threatened him, and they also took down his video equipment. That's illegal when you're doing an illegal act. So I wrote them up for that too. So right now I'm trying to get charges filed on the ATF. And, actually AG had to give it to the federal AG. They can't ignore me. I actually have a pretty good case. I'm trying to scorch earth the criminal justice. I'm tired of getting stuff stolen. I'm tired of misdemeanor. Okay. And so I've got a plan where we stop all that. We get our criminal justice system back. We help people. We want to help people, but there's accountability. And if they don't want to help themselves, then we'll help them on into prison. So that's what we're going to have to do. So we're working on that. And then I'm exposing some corruption. Been doing that. We've been slamming DOC. We've been slamming DHS. We slammed the court system a little the other day. They mad. They really mad. So that's okay. We'll get that done. And the last thing I want to talk to you about, we do have great elections in Oklahoma. But guys, here's the deal. There's a deal called dark money. You think it's the Democrats. Let me tell you, it's not. The Republicans take dark money. When he stands up and does something they don't like, then they come out after him with gobs of money to get rid of him, to get somebody who knows this one little word, yes. Okay? That's what they're looking for. They're looking for a yes man, not a real man. Okay? And so here's the deal. What we got to do is start looking at the dark money. You track it down. You can get it all the way back to Ohio, to Alexandria, Virginia. You can look at all these places. So here's the last thing I want to leave you with. I decided the other day I don't want money from lobbyists. I'm going to make a little film, say, hey, I want to be the common man. Y'all donate $5, $10. I'm going to have Bigfoot bandanas you can buy off my webpage. I got some kind of off-colored little stickers on chickens. So I'm going to sell those. But I'm going to come up with some unique ways to raise money because I want to be the common man, not the corporate man. Okay. And so here's the deal. I called up. I was going to have an auction. I had a company wanted to donate me some boots and I was going to auction them off. Now, if I auction off something and y'all come buy a ticket, $20, I don't even know who I owe. And y'all may have got a pair of boots. What better way? Nope. Illegal. But guess what? We can take people donate millions. We can't track. Nobody's going after that. They're going to go after JJ for the boots in the auction. Okay. Wow. We are messed up. So if you think our elections are right, you think Oklahoma's right, guess what? We got to get involved and we got to change because the ethics ain't got no ethics. And one of the things they got their own court system. They was going to file a deal on me and I told them, what if I just tell y'all to kiss my hiney? I didn't say hiney, I'm sorry. And she said, we'll take you to court. I said, well, are we going to go to court in Atoka County? Because I'm pretty certain I'm going to whoop your hiney in Atoka County. No, we have our own court. And I said, oh, you have your own court, do you? And, oh, it's not that way. And I said, oh, no, it's not that way. I said, who pays the judge? We pay the judge. And I said, oh, and you call yourself ethical, do you? And so, here's the deal. Short story, I ended up paying $200 because I said, y'all gonna have a fair and impartial hearing and y'all gonna hang me. I know how it works, okay? So here's what I'm telling you. We got a messed up system. It ain't going to change unless we, the people, the government of Oklahoma, we, the people, take it back. So I want to encourage you, get involved. Thank y'all. That's short for me.
Thank you very much.